Welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host Jacob and also the founder of NetScale Growth. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by Samuel Sala, who is the CEO, the co-founder and AI front-end developer at Mainder. Samuel, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, mate. Nice to be here.
So Samuel, kick me off. Tell me a little bit more about your experience, your journey, and what led for you to be becoming the CEO and co-founder at Mainder.
So basically, I've been doing recruiting and talent acquisition for around 10 years of my life. All my professional background is based on recruitment. And when ChatGPT dropped out, I realized there was a massive opportunity on automating daily tasks. Then, historically, I was spending tons of hours like writing CVs or whatever. At that point, I saw also the opportunity to become the first one on leading the AI adoption on the recruitment and staffing companies. And that's why I started. Basically, I had a hard discussion with my old CEO, with my old boss, because I was telling him, hey, we need to use ChatGPT for that, and he said, I don't want to use that. So I said, instead of working for you, I will work for myself. And that's how basically all the startup, because I was using ChatGPT for myself to be more efficient. And from that point, we built Mainder.
So what do you guys specifically do at Mainder?
We are building an AI or agentic platform for staffing and recruitment companies, which aims to basically be able to bring any company related to the recruitment service industry to, with one man, be able to build a billion company. So there's some examples that could, make our listeners understand the project. There's Hayes, Michael Page, Robert Walters, Randstad. There's huge recruitment companies that rely on tons of efforts from many humans. Our software allows a small company from a small town to have the same efficiency and the same amount of volume of business and hiring than them, right? Just with AI and our software. So that's what we are building, a one solo super agency powered with AI.
Mm-hmm. And Samuel, I know Mainder has grown quite rapidly since its inception in 2023. So what have been some of the biggest challenges you've faced in scaling the company?
So one thing that might be the most important that we really faced was to fire 3 co-founders. That was probably the hardest challenge I faced, because basically we had a hypergrowth. They were not at the level that the company required. So we had to fire them. There was a war on the equity stuff and so on, and we were able to solve it, extremely well. And that might be, as an entrepreneur, the hardest challenge I had. And also, there's also a huge talent, which is to be as fast as you can, because AI is, evolving so fast. Every week there's a new drop from a software, whatever. So basically, trying to build something super fast, better than anyone, with the most innovation you can. It's hard, it's a daily challenge, and that's something that we are also struggling to face. And I think we are doing good, but of course, you can always do better,
And how did you find, obviously, having to make such a big shift in, like you just mentioned, getting rid of the 3 co-founders? How did you transition out of that?
Hard question. Working more hours than anyone, basically being there when no one was there, asking questions, asking for help, having great investors, basically asking for help. I mean, being an entrepreneur is usually a solo journey, especially when you're the CEO. So the best thing you can do is try to surround yourself with the best people you can, not just for the project, but also for you, that fit your personality, your ambitions, and so on. So I solved it, putting lots of effort, lots of hours, rejecting many friends' plans, and trying to overcome it with finding the right people to join my journey. And that's when I met my current co-founder, whose name is Clemente, who basically is we are super a super good fit, right? Because everything I struggle to work with, he does, and the opposite side too. So that's how I solve it. Time, finding the right people, and non-stop. Usually entrepreneurs leave the journey because they get tired or burn out. So if you don't get tired or burn out, you overface everything. You overcome everything.
I think you made a good point there as well, as asking for help. I think a lot of people in their entrepreneurial journey or actually scaling any business, I think the one thing that they do is think they have to kind of get themselves in this bubble where they can't reach out to people. And it's something that I actually found myself in when I started my first company. It's like I was like, no, I don't want anyone's help. I don't want a network. I just want to focus on growing the business on my own. I don't care what anyone else has to say. And it actually stopped the growth of my company. It was actually until I actually started reaching out to people, I started speaking to people, started networking. That's when the company saw the most growth. And I was thinking, how have I just grown so fast? And I start going back on things and I'm like, what have I done differently? I'm like, no, that's the same. That's just, I've started speaking to people. And I think it's a great thing, just asking for help. People kind of are embarrassed to ask for help nowadays. And I don't know why. They think they're almost being like judged or things like that. So I think it's great that you've made a good point there. And going on to the market now, Samuel, I know the recruitment technology space is getting quite competitive. How do you guys differentiate yourself to other maybe AI-driven recruitment platforms?
So what I'm going to say now, I think applies on every market or whatever niche it comes to your mind or our listeners' mind, because basically the best use case on the AI verticals is the specialization or being, in a super niche and being the best in that niche instead of having global solutions, having specific solutions for specific use cases, which are well trained, well adapted, and so on. So how we differentiate is that what we are building is just for staffing and recruiting companies. What does that mean? That instead of building an AI solution for everyone struggling with recruitment or TA, talent acquisition problems, we just build AI solutions for staffing and recruiting companies. What does that mean? That the end-to-end usage of the platform, how we apply AI, how we are going to train our own models, whatever, is just for them. So that helps us to differentiate ourselves, not just from the AI value proposition, but general value proposition on a specific market, right? And a specific type of company. So that's how we are approaching our growth strategy, right? Being the best ones in the use cases of AI on staffing and recruiting companies, right? And that would be the best thing of it. Of course, if we go technical, there's many features, many stuff, but the overall strategy I also recommend everyone to follow is instead of build general solutions like OpenAI, try to use something from OpenAI that covers a specific market niche where it's super easy to be the top one super fast, no?
Yeah, and I think given the rapid enhancements of AI and different recruiting tools, I think companies maybe struggle to implement the right strategies.
Correct. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, so what strategies would you say you're implementing to ensure you remain that preferred choice for recruitment agencies and different HR departments?
So there's one key point on that, which is personal branding, right? Usually you need to work on your brand. You need to be at the top of mind of the user, no matter if you use AI, you don't use AI, whatever. When someone struggles with a problem related to, in this case, recruiting, they need to think about you. If it's not your ideal customer profile, who cares? I mean, at least there's people thinking about you on the recruitment aspects. So that's something that it's much more important than building the best AI model ever. The best part of what we're building is that our personal brand from Clemente and I as co-founders, plus our branding, it's full dedicated to be on the top of mind of our ideal customer profiles. And then of course that allows us to build the specific solutions for them, right? Because the product needs to be at the level of the FOMO. If you make lots of FOMO but your product is shitty, you basically lose the business. But that's my advice, and that's how we approach it. Instead of just focusing on building a great product, great AI models, spending tons of hours there, which is something that we are also doing, we also work hard on the branding part. Not paying ads, no nothing, just working on quality content like you're doing with the podcast that will basically help anyone with any problem struggling with, go to market, growth, or whatever, to think about you. So I approach it the same way, but with the staffing and recruitment market.
And I know you guys use different AI tools to automate various different aspects of the recruitment process. So how do you see AI transforming the industry over in the future?
So basically what I see is that there's going to be an evolution on two aspects. Data quality, because nowadays basically every company relies for sales, recruitment, or whatever on LinkedIn. Basically, everyone uses that. But with AI and new players around different markets, there's possibilities to build more curated databases that are more well trained for AI to search there. And I see there's going to be a huge evolution on data quality. There's going to be tons of new data suppliers, tons of them. And that's something that I think is going to change, and probably it's going to be a pain in the ass for LinkedIn or other market players. And then the AI new models that will be capable to understand complex hiring decisions related to a company operation that might be structured different than 3 years ago. For example, it's not the same hiring a BDR, a sales position for a team of one head of sales, one sales operations, and it's not the same. Hire someone for that company than hiring someone for a company that has a head of sales, AI agents for sales, and a go-to-market engineer. So what I see is that AI will be able to understand those complex environments, and we'll be able to automatically find on those quality databases the need, the person or even the agent that could fit the company need, right? So it will drastically change the recruiter's role. It will drastically change the industry for the staffing and recruitment companies, and even for the HR departments that now they might have 30 people doing talent acquisition. It might completely change. It might take many people's jobs out. And that's how we are also trying to anticipate to it. We're building quality data, we're building quality algorithms, so in case the market completely changes, we will have the tech stack that will allow us to be the main suppliers of the industry no matter what happens. So I see those 2 points. Data quality will completely change. LinkedIn won't be the top supplier 100%. Plus, there's going to be algorithms and prompts and agents that will allow to understand complex hiring decisions within different organizations and find the solutions on those databases automatically. That's how I see the game.
Yeah. And what are some of the goals you've got, Samuel, for the company for the next couple of months in terms of growth, in terms of clients?
Now we are super focused on growth. We're growing between two per three each month, which is great, basically. And my goals as an entrepreneur is to build something big. I'm not this kind of entrepreneur who is super in love with the company, super with the product. Of course, I really believe that we are building something great, but I'm not silly. So if tomorrow someone comes and offers me 1 billion euros, I will do an exit. Super happy. But the point here is that our ambition is to keep building something great, keep growing. Our main focus is sales. And of course, covering our clients' needs. And that's it.
Amazing.
No more than that.
And if people wanted to reach out, Samuel, where's the best place for them to do that?
LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn more than Instagram. So it's quite easy to Google me, I dress up with this blue shirt all time. So whenever they want to reach me out, just LinkedIn me and I will be there.
Amazing. Well, Samuel, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. It's been great.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks, Jacob.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.